It's November 6, 1869, a cool autumn day in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Two college teams, Rutgers and Princeton, face each other. No green stadium, no helmets, no referees with microphones. Just an open field, a round leather ball, and a few dozen young men who barely know what they're playing. On this day, history is made. The game is raw, chaotic, almost brutal. But within that chaos lies a spark that will ignite one of the greatest sports the world has ever seen, American football. To understand where football comes from, we have to go back to where the idea of ball games began in England. In the 19th century, students there played rugby, a rough game that revolved around carrying and conquering the ball. When this tradition crossed the Atlantic, American colleges began to adapt it. Each university made up its own rules. Some games looked like rugby, others like soccer. It was a chaotic mix of running, pushing, and improvised strategy. But from that confusion, a new and distinctly American style was about to emerge. In the 1870s, a name appeared that would become legendary: Walter Camp. Camp, a player and coach at Yale University, was a visionary. He wanted to bring order to the chaos. He wanted the game to be structured, strategic. He invented the snap, the moment when the ball enters play. He introduced the concept of downs, a limited number of chances to gain ground, and he defined the line of scrimmage, the invisible line where every battle begins. What had been a wild brawl became a chess match on grass. Strategy replaced randomness. Tactics replaced sheer force. Camp created what we now recognize as the DNA of American football. Football quickly became the heartbeat of American colleges. Yale, Harvard, Princeton, Penn, fierce rivalries took shape. Stadiums grew larger, crowds louder. Football became a symbol of courage, discipline, and manhood. But it was dangerous. Between 1900 and 1905, more than 20 players died from injuries. Dozens more were seriously hurt. Newspapers called for a ban. Parents protested. Football stood on the brink of extinction. Then one of the most powerful men in the nation stepped in: President Theodore Roosevelt. A sportsman himself, Roosevelt believed in toughness and valor, and he wanted to save football. He invited the leading college presidents to the White House. Together, they made the game safer. New rules were introduced. The forward pass was legalized, dangerous formations were banned, and the focus shifted from brute force to creativity and strategy. Football was saved and reborn. In the years that followed, football grew beyond college campuses. Workers, soldiers, factory men, they formed their own teams, but professional football was chaotic. Players jumped from team to team, contracts meant little, and rules differed from town to town. Then, in 1920, something happened that changed everything. In a small car dealership in Canton, Ohio, representatives from 12 teams gathered. They founded the American Professional Football Association, renamed 2 years later to the National Football League, the NFL. None of them could have imagined that this humble meeting would lay the foundation for a billion-dollar empire. But that's exactly what it did. The early years were anything but glamorous. Teams folded overnight. Some cities had 2 teams, others had none. Players barely made a living. Many worked as teachers, mechanics, or salesmen on the side. Then came Red Grange, the galloping ghost, a college superstar, fast, charismatic, beloved. When he joined the Chicago Bears in 1925, football exploded in popularity. Stadiums sold out, radio broadcasts began, and football became a national fascination. It was no longer just a sport, it became a show. The 1930s brought the Great Depression. Many teams went bankrupt and attendance dropped. But football survived because it reflected its times. In an era of hardship and struggle, people saw on the field what they felt inside: grit, discipline, and perseverance. Then came World War II. Many players left for battle and teams dissolved. But after the war, they returned, stronger, more organized, more professional. The NFL modernized, clearer rules, structured schedules, and the first TV deals. And with them came the breakthrough. The 1950s ushered in the age of television, and football fit perfectly on the screen. The pauses between plays, the formations, the tension of each down, it was as if football had been made for TV. In 1958 came the game now known as the greatest game ever played, the NFL championship between the Baltimore Colts and the New York Giants. It went into overtime. For the first time ever, millions watched, and suddenly football was America's #1 sport. Fans loved the drama, the stories, the heroes, and the NFL realized this was more than sport. This was entertainment. From college chaos to the biggest sport culture in the United States, American football, strategy, power, history,